Question number 11. What is the main management tool used for managing Azure resources with a graphical user interface? Option A, Azure Portal. Option B, Remote Desktop Protocol. Option C, PowerShell. Option D, Azure Storage Explorer. The correct answer is option A, Azure Portal. The Azure Portal is the primary graphical user interface for managing and monitoring Azure resources. It provides an intuitive and easy-to-use interface to manage everything from virtual machines to storage account and network configuration. Question number 12. Logic apps, functions, and service fabric are all examples of what model of compute within Azure? Option A, serverless model. Option B, IaaS model. Option C, SaaS model. Option D, app services model. The correct answer is option A, serverless model. Logic apps, functions, and service fabric are examples of services within the serverless compute model in Azure. In a serverless model, you don't need to manage the underlying infrastructure. You can focus on writing and running code or workflows, and the cloud platform automatically handles the scaling, availability, and management of the resources. Question number 13. Which of the following is a feature of the cool access tier for Azure storage? Option A, most expensive option when it comes to bandwidth cost to access your files. Option B, much cheaper to store your files than the hot access tier. Option C, cheapest option when it comes to bandwidth cost to access your files. Option D, significant delays in accessing your data, up to several hours. The correct answer is option B, much cheaper to store your files than the hot access tier. The cool access tier in Azure Storage is designed for storing infrequently accessed data. It is much cheaper for storage cost compared to the hot access tier, which is intended for frequently accessed data. However, the cool tier has slightly higher cost for accessing the data compared to the hot tier. The data can still be accessed quickly, but it's intended for data that doesn't need to be accessed frequently. Question number 14. When establishing a site-to-site VPN connection with Azure, what kind of network device need to be present or installed in your company's on-premises network infrastructure? Option A, an Azure Virtual Network. Option B, a compatible VPN gateway device. Option C, an application gateway. Option D, a dedicated virtual machine. The correct answer is option B, a compatible VPN gateway device. To establish a site-to-site VPN connection with Azure, your on-premises network needs a compatible VPN gateway device that supports standard VPN protocols. This device connects your on-premises network to the Azure VPN gateway, enabling secure communication between your local network and Azure. Question number 15. Azure is a public cloud and has no private cloud offerings. Option A, true. Option B, false. The correct answer is option B, false. Azure is primarily a public cloud platform, but it also offers private cloud solutions. Through services like Azure Stack, Microsoft allows organizations to extend Azure's capabilities to their own data centers, enabling a hybrid cloud environment. This means businesses can run Azure services in a private cloud setup as well as in the public cloud. Just a quick reminder, if you don't want to watch all these videos and instead download all questions and answers, then feel free to purchase them on Buy Me a Coffee page. I have shared the link below. Question number 16. Which major cloud provider offers the most international locations for customers to provision virtual machines and other servers? Option A, Microsoft Azure. Option B, Google Cloud Platform. Option C, Amazon AWS. The correct answer is option A, Microsoft Azure. As of recent reports, Microsoft Azure offers the most global regions and data centers compared to other cloud providers, including Amazon AWS and Google Cloud Platform. Azure continues to expand its global infrastructure, allowing customers to provision virtual machines and other services in more international locations than its competitors. Question number 17. Within the landscape of cloud service models, how would Microsoft Outlook 365 be best categorized? Option A, Platform as a Service. Option B, Software as a Service. Option C, Infrastructure as a Service. The correct answer is option B, Software as a Service. Microsoft Outlook 365 is best categorized as Software as a Service because it is a fully managed application that users access via the internet. Software as a Service delivers software application on a subscription basis without the need for users to install or maintain the software on their own hardware. Outlook 365 fits this model as it provides email, calendar, and collaboration features directly to users without requiring management of the underlying infrastructure or platform. Question number 18. Which tool within Azure helps you track your compliance with various international standards and government laws? Option A, Azure Government Services. Option B, Purview Compliance Manager. Option C, Microsoft Privacy Statement. Option D, Service Trust Portal. The correct answer is option B, Purview Compliance Manager. Azure Purview Compliance Manager helps organizations track and manage their compliance with various international standards, regulation, and government laws. It provides a dashboard that allows you to access your compliance posture, manage risk, and ensure adherence to industry-specific compliance requirements. Question number 19. What is a DDoS attack? Option A, an attempt to read the content of a web page from another website, thereby stealing the user's private information. Option B, a denial of service attack that sends so much traffic to a network that it cannot respond fast enough, legitimate user become unable to use the service. Option C, an attempt to send SQL command to the server in a way that it will execute them against the database. Option D, an attempt to guess a user's password through brute force method. The correct answer is option B, a denial of service attack that sends so much traffic to a network that it cannot respond fast enough. Legitimate users become unable to use the service. A DDoS attack is an attempt to overwhelm a network or website with massive traffic from multiple sources, rendering the service unavailable to legitimate users. This flood of traffic disrupts the normal functioning of the targeted system, often causing it to crash or slow down significantly. Question number 20. Which of the following characteristic is essential for a system to be considered highly available in a cloud computing environment? Option A. The system must operate on a minimum of 2 virtual machines. Option B. It's impossible to create a highly available system. Option C. The system must be designed for resilience with no single point of failure. Option D. The system must maintain 100% availability at all times. The correct answer is option C. The system must be designed for resilience with no single point of failure. For a system to be considered highly available in a cloud computing environment, it must be designed to withstand failures and continue functioning even when individual component fails. This typically involves ensuring that there are no single point of failure and implementing strategies like redundancy, failover mechanism, and distributed architectures.